Hey guys, Anime West here. Reacts, reviews, anything you want to call me. But yeah, gonna be reacting to Seraph of the End, chapter 152, titled Guren Ichinose Catastrophe at 16, which I'm pretty sure is the name of the light novel series. But yeah, alright. Getting in the chapter, we got Guren screaming. Shinya says, Byakumaru, you better win, Guren. And then, yeah, he says, I will shoot through me. And so, yeah, we got Guren and joining the fight against Sigurd, joining Ferret in the battle. See him get little. Bleh. So you got Guren attacking him from the back, Ferret attacking him from the front. He gets a cut on his cheek. And is thinking, how many seconds left? How many? Ferret's power boost can't last that much longer. If I can just ride this out, if I can just hang on another few seconds. And then, yeah, Guren says, Mahiru, I die here. Give me every ounce of power you have. And she says, I already am. We're way, way beyond our limit. And then, I think this is Ferret saying, did you do it? And it says, a week. Looks like your time's up. And this is, Ferret says, damn. Guren then tackles Sigurd and he says, Shinya, fire. And Shinya, with like half his body, says, bang. And then fires a shot. Rigger's like, uh-oh. And he says, oh no you don't. I say, you. I think it was you jumping in. Because Guren's shocked, and yeah, it is you. You arrive, Sigurd's like, hey, showed up with perfect timing. And then, yeah, he says, really? And he's like, yeah, what about the other humans? I knocked him out and tied him up. He's like, just tied up. And says, oh, well. And then he was like, wait, we're running away. And the rigger says, yes, why not? They're actually somewhat scary. And he says, let's step aside for a moment. This time is on our side. If we can just wait just a bit longer, we probably win. And then, yeah. Says we win, really. And then we see a little ball. Guren's huffing and puffing. Got Ferret, Shinya on the ground, Mahiru looking distraught. And then we see a little white eyeball up in the sky, which is Shinoa. She's doing like a camera-looking hand sign. And then, yeah, Yoichi says, how's it look, Shinoa? Mitsuba says, who won? And then she's, She says, the lieutenant colonel lost. And yeah. Kimichi, I forget his name, says something like that. Then you side one. Shinoa says, convincingly too. And she's like, well, we'll have to put together a proper plan for this. And Mitsuba's like, they're that powerful. Shinoa's like, I did see all of their tricks, though. I feel like we have a chance. She's like, this is gonna suck for my sister. And then she says that, and then Mitsuba's like, And she was like, nothing. And Guren says, damn it, we came this far, used everyone and everything, all for nothing. And Ferret says, uh-oh, can't hold my body together. I'm turning into a demon. As we see Ferret's like arm is like disintegrating. Oh, and then Ferret's like, oh, see, your life ended up meaningless too. Did you have a little fun at least? And then he's like, Guren walks past him and he's like, and he's ignoring me. Wait, crap, no, I don't want this. Am I going to be stuck forever living forever as a demon? He says, hell, no, And he's like, Crowley, you there. Kinda want an answer, guy. And then says, no. And then there's just like an explosion. And so, yeah, Guren goes over to Shinya, who's holding the key. Says, the first time you died, you said I could die together. You said we could both die together as humans. Guess I really should have let myself die then, but now I'm a demon. And Mahir says, Shinya, I'm sorry. He says, you too, Guren. I'm so sorry. We failed. It's my fault. And then he says, you didn't do anything wrong. You were just as desperate as all of us. And he says, you, me, Shinya, Kreto, everyone. We desperately clung to life doing everything we could. And in the end, we die. All of it for nothing. And Mahir says, no, it wasn't. It wasn't for nothing. I got something precious. I thought I'd be stuck alone forever, but I found you and the others. The time we had together, those days before the catastrophe when we were 16, I felt like I was truly alive. And Mahir says, we're turning into demons. I'm sorry, so sorry for dragging you into this. And Guren says, I don't regret my life. It's okay, I'm glad I lived. And she kisses him on the cheek, says, I'm turning first. I'll be waiting for you on the other side. And then, yeah, Guren says, you. And he's like, yeah, sorry, Guren. He's like, why apologize? And he's like, well, I kind of wrecked everything you were working for. And he's like, it's not your fault. I just wasn't powerful enough. And he's like, besides, you have a plan, right? And he's like, yeah. Saito's? He says, nope. I thought it up all myself. I thought for myself for the first time. And Guren's like, ah. So Yu says, it's okay. Leave it all to me. I'll save everybody. All the worlds, you included. And Guren's like, there's a way to do that? He says, yep. And then, yeah, Guren's like, who will pay the price for it? The greater the power you use, the greater the punishment. He says, it was my fault the world ended up like this. I decided I would take the punishment for it, but you shouldn't worry about making that kind of choice. Don't let anything bind you. Live your life looking forward, not back. And Yu says, I still remember what you taught me, Guren. There's no point in living in this crappy world if you don't cling to your family. Guren's like, oh, that? I taught you wrong. And then Yu says, no, I'm grateful for it. If it wasn't for you, I would have died a long time ago. So no matter what, I'm not going to give up on you. And then Yu says, I swear I'll save you, but until then, rest for a bit, okay? And Guren says, you? He says, huh? My consciousness is fading fast. Before my demon possesses me and I go berserk. Yeah? And he says, kill me. And then Yu says, okay. And he says, the rest is in your hands. And then Yu says, leave it to me. And so, yeah, Guren and Saito, not Guren and Saito, Guren and Shinya both bisected and died. And then, yeah, Mika says, you doing okay, Yu? He's like, oh, heck no, but he entrusted this to me. And he's like, dang it, the tears don't want to stop. He's like, oh, come on. And then, yeah, he was like, man, I really kind of want to bawl my eyes out. Now what, Mika? It's like, if I did, do you think Guren would be mad? It's like, he had it way, way worse than I did, but, and yeah. And then you got, chapter ends with Shinoa saying, yeah, I can't leave this to you. And she's like holding her hand up. Whew. But, yeah, good chapter. Hope y'all enjoy this video. Guren has finally been killed, I guess. In the same way as Shinya. Next up, we're gonna have to, I guess, deal with Shinoa. For you to complete his plan, he's gonna have to figure out how to deal with her next, I guess. Since She's the only one left since Guren's whole group is captured and he passed away. Him and Farad passed away, basically. Yeah, Mari. Mahir too, so yeah, their whole group is just gone pretty much. So yeah, now we got Ichinose group to deal with and however we do it. So yeah, like this video if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it, sub the channel, hit that notification bell. And yeah, I will see you all for the next episode, or next chapter, not episode. Should be next month, unless there's a break, because it's Christmas. But who knows, so see y'all then. Later.